Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest of War Soulstorm this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 1 vs 1 on Outer Reaches. On the left side, as the Space Marines, we've got krskjohnny. On the right side, as the Chaos Space Marines, we've got stfu. stfu will be opening up triple cultists and a Chaos Temple, whereas krskjohnny is going to go for triple Scout Marines and a Chapel Barracks. It's very evenly matched factions, I would have to say, in the game today. I mean, you could argue that maybe Space Marines are better than Chaos Space Marines, or vice versa. I suppose it kind of entirely depends on your playstyle and what build order you are going to go for. Now, stfu will be opening up with a squad of Raptors from his Chaos Temple, and we consider that this map is quite small, but the further you reach out, the more gubbins you are able to capture. It's quite a long kind of map from that regard. Realistically, it should be played more or less from this perspective, but, you know, just to make sure that my brain is combobulating the information properly, we will watch it from this perspective. But yeah, so Raptors coming out, they'll be able to jump forward really quickly and capture some bits and bobs, or potentially go for a little bit of aggression. Space Marines in the early game are a little bit weak with their Scout Marines, considering that you can get a maximum of about 4, in fact, not about, exactly 4 in their squad. And so the Raptors can kill them relatively quickly, as opposed to the cultists that can get... How many cultists can you get in a squad? You can get a grand total of 10. It's a lot more survivable, even if each individual model is maybe lacking a little bit in health. Although the scouts are being pest and bothered, as we say, by the Raptors. Space Marines, beautiful yellow shade as well. The Imperial Fist variety, trying to fend them off. But the squad wipe on the scouts has been a done thing, without any loss of models from the Raptors, so very nice stuff, although a couple of models quite low on health at the moment. Seeing another squad of scouts that they could potentially feast upon. And speaking of feasting upon, if you wish to feast upon the wonderful skills of painting and professional printing, have a look at the bottom right, it's Played Support, once again sponsoring the channel, always able for a good old time in regards to getting your armies looking professionally done, or maybe some individual models that might make your fancy dangled tabletop stuff looking a little bit more on the cool side. Have a link, should I say, have a look to the link in the description below. All that jazz. Anyway, the contested location in the centre, captured by the Chaos Space Marines and attempting to build a listening post on top. Not quite getting it. The Imperial Fist will try and get him down. Force Commander is out of his Power Sword. And they do manage to get the decap, but losing a singular lad in the process. Very sad time for everyone. Raptors won't bother trying to recapture that, as they are quite flimsy if they take a lot of damage incoming. Don't want to lose too many of them, and they do cost 60 to reinforce. A little bit more expensive. Oh, kill steal. Let the cultists have something, man. No, I can't have anything. Such as the cruel way of the ruinous powers. Now, at the moment, the Raptors are doing a lot of legwork at the moment. This probably, I assume, will save the... Oh no, the Chaos Space Marines don't have much money saved up in the grand scheme of things. I was expecting a whole bunch of economy from them, just so that they could then quickly take into Tier 2. After all, it is a valid salad to serve up if you're trying to take them into Tier 2 by just basically pouring all your money into one squad and then letting them do the heavy lifting. But the economies for both sides actually 56 and 0 and 50 and 0. Alright, so no one's got any plasma generators on the go at the moment. It's just a Tier 1 brawl. Although one is about to finish for stfu. Got the Chaos Lord and also a squad of some regular Chaos Space Marines coming down as well. Cut a squad on the wipeout near the relic. Lots of skirmishes going on at the moment. Cultists thinking about tying those guys up into close combat and letting the Chaos Space Marines fire at them from a distance. Not quite. Raptors over here pestering the Space Marine squad with the Force... Are you Force Commander in there? Yep. Force Commander in there. Chaos Lord not daring to get into close combat at the moment there. But might potentially start with these scouts. Very brave they are indeed. Looking to kill the heretic just to prevent the listing post from being built up, but alas, they have been sliced down by the chain swords of the Chaos Raptors. A little bit of a running theme going on down here. Oh, I quite like that actually. A Tainted Auspex next to the contested listing post, or strategic point even. Just to make sure that the Chaos Space Marine player is aware of what's going on in the middle. In the middle of little, as they say. Raptors quite low on models at the moment, as the Imperial Fists hold the lines there. Double Space Marines as well, facing off against a single squad of Chaos Space Marines, and is anyone taking up its tier 2 at the moment? No, not quite. It is just, like I say, naked Marines everywhere. No one's got any upgrades. And this listing post over here, been quite a difficult time for krskjohnny to build up. We might get it done. There he goes. The economies are looking slightly more healthier for both players. I mean, realistically at the moment, the Loyalist Space Marines have got the majority of the map control. If they can hold the line, Marine or two goes down to the Raptors, but Raptors do not enjoy fighting under a torrent of balls of fire in any way, shape or form. Or potentially, oh no, not quite. They could have potentially snagged that Servitor. The back and forth between the Force Commander and the Chaos Lord continues. Raptors looking to smack down that listing post, but now it's been upgraded with shooty bits. There's no hope for them at the moment. And also listing post down here, same kind of deal. Looking for an upgrade. Raptors now surrounded from all ends. Colt is attempting to capture the critical location as the Chaos Space Marines do what they can. But one squad against all three. This is not an ideal situation for them to be in. Could really do with the Chaos Space Marines. So one advantage that they have is that in Tier 1 they're able to get their aspiring champions. And if you get the plasma pistol upgrade for them, you've got some early game plasma that they can make use of. But that's not been taken advantage of by stfu in this game. Just a pair of cultists briefly tying up these Loyalist Space Marines as the listing post here is opening fire with his shooty bits, but will potentially go down. It's very dangerous risk to pull. I mean, look at that one engagement trying to take down the listing post and losing a fair few of their models, but in response the Raptors have also taken quite the beating as well. And pound for pound the Marines do have the lion's share of men on the field at the moment. Got a skull probe for whatever reason. Pop them into a squad just to increase their overall vision. Never a terrible thing. Listing post going to be rebuilt if the cultists can get in there. And here come the aspiring champions. We've got a plasma generator from the regular old Space Marines. In fact, going to go for 2 and an armory as well.
At your command.
So maybe some... it's the only flamers you can get in Tier 1. Space Marines not being very flexible in Tier 1. And the... yeah, Chaos Space Marines, you could get heavy bolters if you wanted to. But I assume... grenades. Yes. Grenades, cultists. And all that jazz. Current economy is 92 and 20. Compared to 92 and 20. As even as one can get it. Even with the map control of the Space Marines, the Chaos Space Marines have upgraded. More stuff? 1, 2. 1, 2. Oh, you've got the middle one. Right, okay. Never mind me. Ignore me. Ignore me entirely. The Loyalists have not captured their relic yet, so... lacking the map control from their perspective. Capturing all their nearest and dearest and such. That will put one squad of Space Marines offline for quite some time while they capture that relic. There's the plasma pistols. The Raptors regaining their models, although I don't think that they'll be getting back to max numbers anytime soon. We've got the money for Tier 2, and there is the dump of resources. So Tier 2 on the way for them. We're taking our specs up in the mountains where no one would expect it. How does that help you? Oh, it helps you just a little bit, seeing just a little bit further. So you know that Space Marines are coming down to the southern side. The tricky ruinous powers always got watches on the rim. Double servitors coming over, and at the moment everything just calms down a little bit after quite an intense Tier 1. I've just captured the critical location on the northern side, and with the critical location in the centre being captured, I will potentially force these Space Marines to manoeuvre around. They've gone for a health upgrade and also some Assault Marines. Looks like they're coming in to do a bit of damage. Right in the middle, a couple of frag grenades as well, going from either side. Both players got the kind of similar situation and thinkings on the go. And one singular squad of Assault Marines pushing these guys backwards. They've gone for their heavy bolters. which might be a mistake. They could have saved up and waited for Tier 2 to get their plasma guns. Chaos Lord is on his own at the moment, been forced away. As these guys attempt to cut their way through the Assault Marines. Another grenade been thrown in. Looks like that the Imperial Fist just decided, right, well, this centre is now ours. Get out of our path. Just got the sheer number advantage going on over here, but Tier 2 has just finished for the Chaos Space Marines. They're going to go for Purge the Weak, just so they can purge them. Chaos Sorcerer on the way as well. I mean, here's the tricky wicket that the Chaos Space Marines are in at the moment. They're outnumbered, outgunned. If they go for more infantry, then plasma guns will come out for them as Space Marines when they get into Tier 2. And if they go for vehicles, well, then it'll be missile launchers. That's the problem when you let the Space Marines get for a critical mass of Marines. I suppose Heroes isn't a terrible idea. Activating there, doing more damage over time for a little while. Ability to do the Chaos Space Marines. Assault Marines now a little bit worse for wear. Purge the Weak will increase their overall durability, which is a fact that I learned a little while ago. I always thought that Purge the Weak was an ability allow them to do the angry ability that lets them do more damage, but no, it's just apparently more health. So thank you to the commenter that highlighted that to me the other week. You'd think I've learned this game by now, but no. In the 3 years I've been doing this, Chaos Sorcerer throwing some bolts of doom towards the Assault Marines. No decapping on the critical location happening at the moment. Grenades knocking a few guys over. And the Assault Marines keeping on everyone's toes at the moment. The power swords on the way, which makes sense if the Assault Marines are going to come in close and personal. May as well smack them down with your lieutenants or sergeants or whatever. Now we've got some plasma pistols from the Space Marine lieutenants and such. And it's just both sides posturing with a lot of infantry at the moment. Got 2 fully fledged squads for the Chaos Space Marines. And 3 for the Space Marines. And the Loyalists don't mind taking up into machine cults now. As the Chaos Space Marines don't have the flexibility. They want to get a dedicated anti-vehicle unit. They've got to build a whole different production building. Or go for a machine pit themselves. And there is a Rhino transport for the swift maneuverability of these 2 squads. Will that help you against the... Oh, well, right, okay, you're going to go for Rhino transports yourself. You're going to go for 2, actually. Would that warrant a 4th squad of Space Marines, then? I don't know, unless you plan to use this one just for a general capping unit. Here comes the Rhino. And they're ready to open fire on the Loyalists. Heavy bolters take a little while to set up, but once set up, a mighty rain of fire comes forth. There's a defiler as well for artillery support and such. Still got the ramps as well. Should be pretty good. One Rhino comes a little bit too far into enemy territory, I reckon. Unless you're just a fake one. You might be... oh my goodness, there's... It's like trying to find a pea within an assortment of cups, like a magician. They think that the Space Marines are inside that Rhino. It's now going to come over here, force that Chaos Rhino to follow in pursuit. Ah, very clever. Very clever indeed. I was going to get a decap on the critical location on the southern side. They know that the Chaos Space Marines are here. Not sure why you weren't jumping in to slap down this listening post, but maybe it's a bit too much micro, to be fair. You've got a lot of moving pieces in this strategy. We've got another generator coming out. Rhino transport looking to meet these lads in the field of battle. And these guys have gone for heavy bolters for reasons. Well, they're outnumbered on heavy bolters, as the Space Marines have got a grand total of 8 now. Hell Talent being shot down just by sheer weight of numbers. And the Space Marines that are alone in the Rhino transport have gone for a missile launcher. Seems that positioning is going to be key in this battle at the moment. Hal Talon doing what it can. It's killed one Rhino... Oh, no, it's not killed one Rhino transport. It's killed none of them. It'll go off on its own journey. Maybe do some damage inside the base. It's not a terrible idea. We'll force a squad of Space Marines back. And actually deciding to just double down and go for the assault down here. One poor chaplain on his own will get a demoralising shout. Just generally insulting their well-being. And a Defiler holding back the tide of the Space Marines on the right-hand side. Chaplain falls back. Landspeeder Tempest is up in the air. Firing down against people in heavy cover. I don't think it'll do him many goods. But we'll go for some crack grenades and attempt to strike down that Chaos Rhino. Lysippos goes down. And the Defiler is eventually going to say goodbye to this mortal realm. Will slap a... Oh, bloody hell. Should have put your 3D glasses on, boys and girls at home. That would have been quite a spectacular throw of the Space Marines. Oh, good lord, somebody killed him. He's got 50 health left. What's the point of doing all that damage? Although I suppose everyone's been tied up into close combat at the moment. Morale been broken. A couple of lads. They're getting inside the Chaos Rhino. Fowler goes down, but a Hell Talon up in the air. In position around here. Assault Marines have been brought down low. And what an intense engagement. Not sure really if anyone's getting the upper hand there. But definitely positional wise, the Space Marines... Ideally they want to be somewhere down here trying to smack down this listing post, but to be fair, they have got the extra two on the northern side. But more Landspeeder Tempest coming out at the moment. Current economy is 112.53 compared to 103.50, but the... Oh, sorry, no, the other way around. Because it's the Chaos Space Marines that we're looking at now. Ha! I confused myself here. Landspeeder Tempest has been chased away by the Hell Talon, but they're outnumbered in the aircraft department. Trying to focus down the machine cult as quickly as they can. And it seems like that the Loyalists will let them have this, for whatever reason. I suppose they've already got double Landspeeder Tempest. They don't really need to buy anything else. They can save up the money elsewhere. Got a couple of services, not sure what you're doing over here. Yeah, Assault Marines to tie these guys up, even when they jump outside of the Chaos Rhino. They've got the singular missile launcher down here. If they can crack open this Chaos Rhino, and the Space Marines have got nowhere to run, this could be a deadly opportunity for the Loyalists to take a few lads down. They've got the Space Marine Captain and the Chaplain in there to keep everyone nice and healthy. Good lord. Just with a skeleton's crew of Space Marines. Actually losing a squad there, to be honest. Have they lost a squad? Oh no, they haven't, no. Because the Force Commander's just decided to... what's the word? To decant from his squad. To detach himself, if you will. And this is a powerful line, supported in the air and on the ground by vehicles. As heavy bolters, an increased amount of range in comparison to the other weapons that they've got access to. Will rebuild the machine cult. Do the Space Marines have the money to replace their men? Not really, considering that they've got Hell Talon inside the base, firing away at the plasma generator. Definitely need these Tempests to come down and screen away these aircraft from the base. They've lost the plasma generator. Someone who's jumping down to capture critical locations will be spotted by the Raptors. There we go, there's the Tempests coming down to take care of the Hell Talon. Might potentially get him down, actually.
6 minutes until taking
a little bit of a lack of map awareness there from STFU, but I can't judge a man with poor map awareness, considering my life choices. And it seems to me that the next engagement is pretty much going to decide how the entire game goes. Here comes a Chaos Rhino. Do you have lads inside of you? You do. But coming down here would potentially lead you to being surrounded. So deciding against it. Now Tempests going to be a bit more aggressive towards the Chaos Space Marines. Seeing if they can maybe pull some lads away from the front lines. And is it wise to just try and do a bit of a sieging maneuver here, or would it be better to try and crump the listing person on the northern side? Well, they're going to go in, trying to occupy the heavy cover. Space Marines don't quite have the numbers that the lads in black do, but they do have a Hellfire Dreadnought, in fact 2 Hellfire Dreadnoughts. Smoke being thrown down by the Loyalist Rhino. Should keep these guys alive in tandem with the heavy cover. Good lord, it's going to be a close one. Fire being thrown around everywhere. A third Hellfire Dreadnought is on the way out, but can they get it out in time? Horror Squad to break down the Dreadnoughts. Could maybe potentially do with the Space Marines detaching their Force Commander, which I think they have done actually. I know they have done just one rogue Space Marine doing what he can. The second squad of Horrors as well. We've got the Tempests on the flanks, doing a fair bit of damage to the Defilers as well. Every single unit from both armies here being used to the maximum capacity. Just such a pain that those Horrors were able to get a Dreadnought down. But another one's coming out, they're being replaced thick and thin. Fast as lightning. But it just seems that the sheer number of Chaos Space Marines and their economic advantage has managed to wear down the Space Marines. I think that if it wasn't for the Horrors, I reckon that engagement could have gone pretty much either way. But like I say, not quite enough pieces on the board, as it were, to be able to go on. But we'll see one Mad Lad squad come in and see if they can do something. Gotta appreciate the effort. Die where you stand, brothers. Die where you stand. But that, by and large, boys and girls, looks like that is going to be it. So what a fantastic game from both players. High aggression right up until the middle of the game. Middle of the game was a bit calmer, I reckon. Just people posturing and trying to get the positions down as best as they can. I mean, Chaos kind of like occupying the centre, where the Space Marines activate, well, not activating, should I say, what's the word? Actively participating on the northern points over here. I might have been able to play around with the critical locations if they really wanted to with their Assault Marines, but I don't think that would have probably made much of a difference in the grand scheme of things. Anyway, so that's the game, so cheers boys and girls for watching at home, and thank you to Play Support for sponsoring the channel as always. And if you want to sponsor the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. One pound a month gets 1 game a week, and there's also Discord where Discord things happen. Links in the description as always. As for Mr. Landshark, pleasure's always never short, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace.